All right, everybody, I'm standing up and you know what that means. It's time for another Rate My Collection challenge. Let's dive in. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Bourbon Hutch. Thanks so much for joining me on this journey through the world of whiskey. So, this is absolutely one of my most favorite series that I've been able to do for the channel, and it's so much fun to take you guys into the hutch and show off everything that I have. So, this series in the past has done really well for me, gotten lots of views, and especially lots of interaction. So here's really the three things I think this series most can accomplish for both you and me. First of all, I get to take you inside the hutch again and show you everything that I have, which is so much fun. And then you guys rate it for me. So I want you to put in the comments below where you think I am in my whiskey journey. It's always great to get feedback, and I feel like it's just such a good way to start a conversation. Second thing it can accomplish is you guys know a heck of a lot more about bourbon and whiskey than I do, as somebody who's been doing this for about 2 years now. And I would love some suggestions for bottles that you think I'm missing or that I should go out next, or ones that I might just be honestly unaware of. And that helps expand my knowledge. And then the third part is you guys get to share your own collection and your own journey as well. So put down in the comments below where you would rate your own collection at this point so that we can provide feedback to each other and that we can all just share where we are in our whiskey journey and sort of encourage each other in this fun and awesome hobby of ours. Let's dive in. First thing I'm going to do is put up a list. You should see it come up now. And this list is basically all of the bottles that I've owned in the past and bottle killed. So I wanted you guys to be fully informed about what I have owned and what I have tasted. You'll note that much of this list is sort of more standard bottles from distilleries across the bourbon community. And I did this a lot early in my whiskey collecting journey. I basically tried a lot of standard bottles from different distilleries to figure out what I liked. So I have owned all of these, have tried them. Just keep that in mind as we go deeper into the collection. All right, the other thing I'm gonna do now is go handheld and bring you guys actually inside the doors of the hutch. All right, everybody, we've successfully gone handheld. You are staring at the doors of the hutch, and I wanna welcome you in. As we're doing this, just wanna say, if you're enjoying all the content, make sure to hit like and subscribe on this video. Helps it get out and spreads the word about some hopefully really great whiskey and bourbon. All right, so up here on the top shelf, we've got Sagamore Spirit Double Oaked Rye, which I had heard so much about. It's actually not my favorite, but beautiful presentation, so deserves a prominent place. We've got Knob Creek 12, which honestly, if I had to drink one whiskey for the rest of my life, that might be it. It's really good. We've got the Knob Creek 18 year. This is the most expensive and oldest bottle of bourbon that I own. Really, really good stuff. We've got Bardstown Bourbon Company Discovery Series number 8, signed by Master Distiller Steve Nally. This is a really special bottle to me. Came in second in my Whiskey of the Year 2022, so really, really good stuff. Two products from 1792 here. We've got the Bottled in Bond and the Full Proof. For my money, actually, this Bottled in Bond is one of my favorites, and I wish it was more available. Full Proof's pretty good too. All right, over here, this middle shelf here is kind of some of my most prized stuff. We've got both Maker's Mark Wood Finishing Series from back here. We've got the 2021 releases, so FAE 01 and 02. And then up front, we've got the BRT 01 and BRT 02 from this year. I really like both of them. The BRT 02 I think is a step above BRT 01, but I've actually revisited 01 and found it really opened up pretty well. Then we've got 3 Larceny barrel proof batches. We've got the C921 from last year, well, I guess 2 years ago now. That was a really good batch. Then we've got B522, Caramel Bomb, and C922, which actually won my Whiskey of the Year series. So that is a phenomenal batch, and Larceny barrel proof has just been killing it lately. Then over here we've got 3 batches of Elijah Craig barrel proof as well. We've got the B521 in the back there. Then we've got the C921 and the B522. So I was only able to get one batch this year, the B522, but it's really, really good. And I think that might be my favorite of the 3, but maybe one day we'll have to do all 3 against each other and see what comes out on top. All right, down on the bottom shelf here, this is where we've kind of loaded it up. This can bear more weight than the glass shelves up here, so there's quite a bit. Back here, We've got the Rebel Distillers Collection. This is like 113 proof store pick. Very, very solid whiskey. Classic bottle here of Wild Turkey Rare Breed. This is a little bit of a Wild Turkey corner here. We've got the Wild Turkey Long Branch, which I actually really enjoy, especially as a summer sipper. We've got the Russell's Reserve Single Barrel. I mean, man, what a heavy hitter of a bottle. Kind of a shame that I'm seeing this mostly for like 80 bucks now, which is kind of sad, but still really good. We got the Wild Turkey 101 Rye, kind of an underrated rye, very Christmassy, very good. Back here, don't want to miss this guy, Cooper's Craft 100 Barrel Reserve version, extremely good. This and Early Times Bottled in Bond are just phenomenal budget sippers. Rittenhouse Rye, bottled in bond, really, really solid budget rye for around 25 bucks. Back here we've got the Maker's Mark 101. Was actually able to dip this in the red wax myself at the distillery, so a little bit of a special bottle for me. Then over here, High West Double Rye. Not my favorite rye. I think this was one of the suggestions on the channel that I ended up getting, and gonna have to dig back and revisit that actually. Michter's US 1 American Whiskey. I've had that one for a really long time. Nice sweet profile. Nothing too special though. All right, back in this corner, got the Evan Williams Bottled in Bond White Label and the 6-year green label from Heaven Hill. Lots of people love this Bottled in Bond as like a super cheap option. I actually think this 6-year, I mean, it's a Kentucky only release, but it's significantly better in my opinion. Really, really good. All right, let's come back over here. Baker's 7. I haven't opened this one yet. It's a single barrel. If you look up here, it's 8 years and 7 months. So that's quite a bit older than the 7-year age statement. Excited to dive into that one. Then here in the middle, we've got classic Woodford Reserve Double Oak. I mean, one of my most favorite dessert sweet sippers. Here I've got a Knob Creek Single Barrel Select, so 120 proof version from a bourbon group near me. Picked this. Really, really solid stuff. Very honey forward. Very good. This is just the standard Knob Creek 9-year-old bourbon. Cannot go wrong with that. Really nice Jim Beam Knob Creek flavor profile. Hits my palate really well. Here we've got a Restoration Rye from Castle and Key. Pretty solid, nothing special, but beautiful presentation. Then we've got the Jack Daniel's Bonded and the Jack Daniel's Triple Mash. Both of those were released in 2022. Really, really solid. This Bottled in Bond, I think this won like Whiskey of the Year for Whiskey Advocate or something, just because it's very good and very available. I actually might prefer the Triple Mash to it though. It's really, really good. All right, and then last two here, we've got the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Barrel Proof. What a powerful whiskey. Super brown sugar, banana bomb. Really, really powerful. And if you're looking for something in the $70 range, that might be where I'd point you if you're looking for something really, really flavorful. And then we've got the Jim Beam Repeal Batch, which is non-chill filtered. Really quite good. It's solid. It's very budget sipper, but pretty good. All right, well, that is a full recap here of the right side of the Hutch. This is what you see mostly in the background of the videos. Let's move over to the left side, which has been filling up rather quickly. This is, first of all, I've got all my glassware in here, which is nice, looks nice. The Infinity bottle here in a decanter, which I haven't tasted in a while, but last time I tasted it, honestly not very good, so hopefully that changes in a bit. Then here I've got a really nice flight plate, basically, that my sister got me for my birthday, so shout out to her. Then we've got the growing bottom shelf of whiskey here that just continues to sort of see more bottles added. All right, let's start in the back. Hardest to see, but back there is the Redbreast 12 Irish whiskey. Most requested bottle I've ever had on the channel, and tried it for you guys, and actually really do enjoy it. Makes me want to go after some more Irishes. Back here, we've got the Old Forester 1910 and the Old Forester 1920. So combo there that's really hard to beat in terms of under 60 bucks. Really good whiskey. Back in this corner, got the Redwood Empire Lost Monarch. And then back here is the Redwood Empire Emerald Giant, which I actually haven't opened yet, and I'm looking forward to reviewing for the channel soon. We'll stick with Redwood Empire because they're right here. So here we've got the Cask Strength Lost Monarch. Keep your eye out for a review, if I haven't released it already, of this one. And then something that's just been growing on me is this Rocket Top Rye here, Batch 2 from 2022. So flavorful and so good. All right, let's just stay here. New Riff, another awesome craft distillery. We've got the 6-year malted rye and the Balboa rye. I tried both of those at the distillery and loved both of them, so bought them while I was there. So really, really good. Then we get into a bit of a Buffalo Trace corner here. So back behind the New Riff, we've got a Weller, just regular old Green Label Special Reserve. And then behind this Balboa rye, we've got the Weller Antique 107. Really, really nice whiskey. Then we've got the Buffalo Trace, just standard bourbon. Back all the way in the corner, we've got the Sazerac rye, which I find to be a really nice, actually sweet, sippable budget rye. And then one of the more prized possessions that I have, a bottle of Blanton's that, you know, feels like it's certainly taken my collection up a notch in terms of notoriety. And then I've got also Benchmark Foolproof, which is totally hot and in-your-face budget whiskey. All right, let's move back over here. I think we missed a couple. This Booker's is in the way. We'll get to that in a second. But behind it is a Chattanooga 111 cask strength. So really, really nice bottle. Super flavorful for something so young. I think it's around 2 to 3 years. Chattanooga bottled in bond. This is the spring 2017 release. Really, really good and unique. That's got like cranberry note. Really interesting. Here we've got the Nelson Brothers Reserve Bourbon, which came in and replaced this, the Bellmead Reserve. If you ask me, the Bellmead is still, you know, more my favorite in terms of profile, but the Nelson Brothers Reserve is no slouch itself. It's pretty good whiskey. And then up here, we've got first Booker's. So this is the last batch from 2022, Pinky's batch. Really, really powerful stuff and very flavorful. Then we've got Barrel Vantage and Barrel Seagrass. Both of these are phenomenal releases. Seagrass was a 2021 release and Barrel was a 2022 release from these master blenders. They're just so good at blending whiskey. And then, twoest new additions to the Hutch Bardstown Origin Series. We've got their High Rye Bourbon and the Wheated Bottled in Bond. Both of these, I would say, for budget under $50 are pretty much must-haves and staples for any collection. This Wheated is especially good. All right, everybody, that is a full look at the left side of the Hutch, which kind of just signals how much my collection is growing and how rapidly it's growing. I really enjoy so many of these whiskeys on this side. So there you go, full look. There's one more spot I gotta show you guys, so we'll hop over there now. All right, everybody, we've made it over to the final spot, which is my barrel. This is sort of a functioning mini bar cart out here and has lots of good whiskey actually on it. So first, we've got two non-bourbon products. We've got a rum, the Real McCoy blended, aged 5 years in ex-bourbon barrels. And we've got the Monkey Shoulder blended scotch. I like to just have more options than bourbon, especially out so people can see them. Then we've got the Wilderness Trail bottled in bond. This is a rye recipe from them. Really, really good and really sweet. Pikesville rye, very punchy, flavorful, powerful. In the middle, we've got David Nicholson 1843, solid wheated budget sipper. Over here, Wild Turkey 101, absolute staple, will always be available and on my shelves. Here is a New Riff single barrel. So again, I really like New Riff and think they're just absolutely killing it. Angel's Envy, great for introducing people to whiskey with that port wine finish. All right, over here, Eagle Rare. You guys know it. I'm so happy to have it on the shelves. Really, really nice addition to the collection. Back here, we've got a Heaven Hill 7-year bottled in bond. Another one that I've revisited lately and just found opening up really beautifully. Here we've got an Evan Williams single barrel. So this became a Kentucky only release, but used to be like 30 bucks and I got this around then. It's really good for that price. Here is a Smoke Wagon Uncut Unfiltered. Really powerful, great MGP sourcing from Smoke Wagon. Here's my favorite Michter's product so far, the Sour Mash. Just so good and flavorful, like a crisp fall day in a glass. Really, really nice. Here I've got this McNamee's Black Irish Whiskey Bourbon. This was from the Poconos in Pennsylvania, very small distillery, but just something local I wanted to support. And then last but not least, Henry McKenna 10-year. Haven't opened it yet, planning to open it and compare it as well to the Eagle Rare as another 10-year-old product. But there you go. That's the final stage here, the barrel bar cart hybrid. All right, everybody, that's gonna do it. Hope you've enjoyed the deep dive look into the Bourbon Hutch collection. Again, 3 things we're really trying to accomplish here and that this series helps the community do. First, you guys are now supposed to rate my collection. So put down in the comments below where you think I'm at. I think last time I put myself at like high level intermediate, maybe verging on advanced, trying to get there. I feel like I might be somewhat advanced. If there's a level above advanced, I think there's sort of like an expert level and like almost ridiculous levels of, you know, you have 400 bottles. But I put myself solidly in that. Like, I am a real bourbon collector and I've got some great stuff to share on the shelves. But I want to hear what you guys think, so put the rating down below. It can be a letter grade, it can be a number grade, however you want to do it. Second thing is to suggest bottles that you think that I should go out and get next, or that is missing from my collection, or that, given everything you've seen, what you think I would like in terms of flavor profiles. And then last but not least, put down your own rating of your own collection and let me know where you guys think you are in your own journey. Want to start a conversation around this great hobby and sort of build each other up and support each other, because honestly, the bourbon world can be a little bit competitive and crazy, and sometimes it's just nice to share some of the great bottles and the ones that we love. So that's a wrap on volume 3 of the Rate My Collection series. Until I see you guys again for another video, all I can say is keep drinking good whiskey, keep collecting great whiskey, and cheers.